Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another podcast, TCG Scrubs podcast, episode 103, which is cool. Before we jump super duper into it, we've been live streaming the past few ones. We're not live streaming right now, are we? We're actually just
I don't think we're off the ball.
Which is fine. We're making a switch up real quick. I think mostly to my schedule with schools. Like we were doing Thursday nights because we were helping to switch it up for Joey, but we're gonna go back to doing Sunday nights. So there'll be a Sunday night live stream going forward at 9 p.m. Central, so you guys can check it out then. We're trying to the old schedule it used to be. So we record Sunday, podcast comes out Tuesday morning, as opposed to what we're doing now, is Thursday, and then it came out Saturday. So just back to the old way it used to be. I just wanted to lead with that, so everybody kind of had a heads up on that. But yeah, welcome back to another week of the podcast. If you guys want to help support the channel, everything we do here, visit Happy Little Hug Factory, link in the description down below. If you haven't seen the spoilers, go check out our spoiler videos. We're doing weekly recaps, and you can kind of check that out. And before you maybe make the decision to buy the new set and starter decks or what have you. And everything that you do through that link will help support the channel here. Make sure that when you do go through the link that you make the purchase at the time. If not, revisit that link so it shows that we did send you over during that purchase. You Colin, anything to add on to that?
And also that they are, I had mentioned this before, that they're moving, that they have finished their move and stuff, so that everything's back up and running. Yeah. And as such, their singles are back up on TCG Player, but more importantly, their singles are back up on their website. So, and I think that's what they're saying they want to mainly do is on their website. So if you guys are looking for Forcible singles from AO1 or anything like that, those are all up with updated pricing and everything. So be sure to check that out, and also check out their buy list, see if there's anything they need as well. And yeah, same thing. If you buy any singles or anything, make sure to use our link when you go to make that purchase.
Yep. And then also you can help support us over at patreon.com/TCGscrubs, where we're going to do like Patreon podcasts, just random gameplays. When you get back on that, we kind of slipped up on both gameplays for the week. And then
we're going through a transition.
Yeah, and as well as like a video where we analyze one of the gameplays for the week that came on the main channel. And apology for the last Patreon podcast. It was a little, I guess, not as strong on the topic as it could have been. We kind of started to focus on other things. But it happens every now and then. But yeah, patreon.com/TCGscrubs. I don't know why today feels weird and different. I feel like completely off doing this intro. I don't know what it is.
Super different from normal, I'm sure.
This is school Oscar.
Yeah.
This isn't the normal Oscar.
Yeah, I got other things in my mind.
Garden variety.
But yeah, so we're gonna pretty much talk about today was the OLS kind of games that we've been doing. It was the reason I had us join in that, so we had topics for the podcast and things to talk about. It's funny because I completely forgot to talk about it today. I was like, what are we talking about today? I don't even know what we're doing. And Colin came up with it. I was like, oh yeah, that's why we did this. But
see. Well, I was going to say little spoiler. I didn't play my second match because both of us didn't really reach out to each other. So I would have suggested it if I had something to really talk about.
So how'd that work out? Like because at the end you reached to him last second, right? But then
I mean, I reached out to him like the day that Cal reached out to both of us, and then he reached back out to us in the little group chat thing on Wednesday, and then we were both kind of like, oh, we didn't really have a time, and then I don't really know how it resolved, because he was kind of like, oh, you could just take the win, and then I was kind of like, well, I don't really want the win, like it doesn't really matter to me who gets the win, like we can have this tie, and then he's like, no, I don't care, you can have it, and I was kind of like, okay, well, I'm just gonna like not say anything and let Cal figure out whatever he wants to do with it. But yeah, so I don't know. I assume I'm probably gonna end up getting the win, but I don't. Like I said,
unless the other guy reached out, I don't think so. I don't think you.
No. The guy who reached out to both of us and said like he talked to both of us and basically said like, oh yeah, sorry, it's been busy or something, and then we kind of like went back and forth on like finding out who was.
Hey, I'm kind of confused because you're not using names anymore. You said that guy.
So my opponent, so Cal reached out to both of us in a group chat, okay? And then I reached out to my opponent on Tuesday.
Okay.
And he didn't get back to me until Wednesday night. And then he messaged back in the group chat that Cal, my opponent, and I were all in. And he was kind of like, hey, you know, we weren't able to
Your
start
opponent.
to...
Okay.
Yeah. And then my opponent was saying like, oh, you can just have the win.
In that chat
And
with all
then-
3 of you?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, you know, I don't really care who gets
See-
the win. Like,
I think,
tie.
I get it now. I think where I got confused is like it sounded like you started a second chat between the 2 of y'all only, and then there's like this weird like you take the win. So I think I was a little confused on that. So I was wondering what was going on.
no, this was all in the group chat, so I don't know who. I mean, I don't really mind either way.
Okay. Well, I mean, you didn't
really
pick game
good,
2,
but-
and you weren't here for your game 1, kind of like giving us how it went.
Yeah, so-
and we had a quick
so
recap where we had Patton here with us, and he thought it was hilarious. But did you want to give your personal thing, like more detailed or something like that, like
Yeah.
how that went, and then we can go.
Do you guys
from there,
want me to
and
go
then-
first?
Yeah, you
Just
go
jump
first,
into it?
and
Okay.
then Colin and I will go for because we actually played
Cool.
our round 2s.
Okay, so I don't know what Patton said because I didn't watch the podcast, and now Oscar told me that I need to watch it. So I'll watch it after this. We finish recording this, so I'm probably gonna say a bunch of totally wrong stuff and be embarrassed. But basically, no, it was. So I'd played like the matchup kind of before with versus Oscar and stuff, and the previous deck with Kaguya's and stuff, and oh my gosh, and Lorites and stuff, and like
Yep.
I don't remember it being that much of a blowout, but pretty much the matchup kind of boiled down to like he got out his Alice his Alice Zeus, whichever card, and then
Yeah.
I couldn't interact and defeat and like kill her because she has Eternal, and the entirety of my deck deals damage to kill Resonators, except for the Partition Plan and Blazer, which I didn't realize until too late that I could use Blazer to destroy her. So at like the very, very end of Game 3, I finally realized, oh my gosh, I can try and use Blazer to counter his Alice. And so basically so game 1 would basically kind of it boiled down to like he played Dark Alice, I killed Dark Alice, he didn't have the will to play Alice, and then we kind of went back and forth. I started building up a little bit of a board, and then he tapped out turn 4 to play the Yokai Festival, and got both of his Alices out, and then he swung in, gained like 2,000 life, and then I swung back and hit him for like, I don't know, 50 or something, and then that was pretty much game I won. So that was good, it was a good like, oh okay, I can maybe like do something, and then game 2 he dropped Alice like turn 2 because I think he energized her out, I think, or something, and then and then I couldn't really like I didn't have any way to interact with her, so like I couldn't play anything because he would just kill it with the Alice, and then he just kept drawing cards, yada yada. And so I basically I think I conceded that game pretty quickly. And then game 3 is pretty much the same thing, except then I realized that I actually have Blazer. I have like 1 or 2 outs that I could actually play to. So I tried to play Blazer, and then he canceled Blazer's ability, so it didn't matter. And then I think he played like a second Alice, and then he played like a third Alice, and I was like, okay, cool. And so yeah, that was pretty much it.
And I guess people don't know you're on Fuji the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And Fuji has a lot of good removal, but none of it is able to get past Eternal, or really Barrier, I suppose. Like, Barrier is probably a big problem against the deck too. Although I think I can... And I don't know if I can handle it too much either, but like most of that isn't too much of an issue because if they have Barrier, I can still block them. I can still I can still out damage them. With Alice, it was mainly the drain. You know, like I can't outrace drain. On like 2,000, 1,000 attack and then a 2,000 attack with the Yokai Festival and stuff. So, yeah. So I ended up losing. I think next time if I have more Blazers or if I play to those Blazers better, I think I can.
I think the one thing I can remember Patton commenting on when you said more Blazers was that was too expensive of a response type of thing to the Alice's.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the only thing in Fuji that can stop her. So.
Yeah.
I like that and Three Kingdoms Partition Plan, which most people would say is a really bad card, and it only takes care of one Alice, and only if they have like 2 or more Alices, because it doesn't have them banish it. It divides them. That or Flame King Shout if I teched it in, but I never touched it, so I don't have it in the deck. Period.
Yeah. So overall, what would you rate your experience out of 10 for the OLS? Like just
fun.
wrapping up, enjoying it, and all that stuff. Would you?
It was nice to play again, so it was like a 9.
Like not assuming immediately, but would you do it again?
Yeah, I am thinking about doing it again if you guys are maybe interested, or if I get to like tweak my deck list.
I'd be down for New Frontiers.
Yeah.
Even though they're doing Epic Stories, I haven't touched Epic Stories in so long. Like I don't know where to approach it again. I'd like.
Are they doing like only Epic Stories, or are they keeping all the?
So like everything's the same for like New Frontiers and Wander, but the last one, like Patton was just clarifying, it's called like a wild card position. So it's constantly alternating through different formats.
Got it.
So this last one's Pauper. It's going to go to Epic Stories,
and
there's a few other ones that they can kind of go to, like Cluster and whatnot.
Yeah. I feel like Epic Stories kind of loses its charm if it's like a 1v1.
Yeah, I really enjoy it, like for the deck building, and then also mostly because like all of us at once, like 3, 4, 5 people, like it becomes like really like crazy and fun. So
yeah,
that's the only reason why I'm not gonna play the format. Not the only reason,
but
it's a secondary reason why I wouldn't play the format.
Yeah, I really like doing this though, because like it's been a while since I've played somebody besides you guys. So it's like, I'm actually playing another different person, and he's playing this like different deck. And
we know each other. I'm like, okay, I get a feeling what Joey's gonna do. And when you go get somebody else, I'm like, okay, I'm nervous. I actually don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I thought there was something else I was gonna ask you. No, I don't think so.
Fuji ran a lot better than when I ran him against you though. He actually consistently kind of made fire and water dragons and stuff.
So going forward, would you play Fuji again but like tweak it, or would you like
that's
somewhere else?
That's what I'm hoping to do, because I'd like to get Fuji, like I would like to have answers to I would like to play more decks and then figure out where my weaknesses are, and then actually get like answers. So like in this case, I think I want to start playing Awakening of the Flame King, because it's another possible out to Alice's, and it's a pretty good 3-cost card, and it board wipes, and like I could actually play what's his name with that also. I can play Genshi using Awakening of the Flame King, so it's just another way to I don't necessarily need tiny fire and water dragon or my other Master Rune. I can use Awakening of the Flame King to play him also.
Yeah. So next round, real quick, just one last thing is that next round you're playing against Tim, right? Tim listens to everything we do here. You have a message for Tim?
Oh yeah, that's right.
No.
Wow.
You don't want to say.
I'm not going to talk.
Well, off camera, Joey was saying how he's like gonna pummel him and just completely destroy him in this game. It was crazy. I was like, Joey, calm down.
I was waiting for like that wrestler talk, like that, like threatening your opponent, and then he comes running out like, oh.
I think Tim will be fine. I liked since Joey missed on the podcast we were talking, and Joey Summers like, oh, he flipped and he was Adam or whatever, and I was like, oh man, that's a good counter to my deck. And both Josh and I had the exact same thought of like, don't you mean you flipped and saw it was any ruler and it was a counter to your Fuji deck?
No
spoilers. He's about to go listen to it.
That's funny though.
But Colin, did you want to kind of discuss yours? Because we already heard your first week. So how did round 2 go for you?
Yeah, so week 1, I played against JPK with his Isis deck, which was the whole combo of basically just Niar. You put Niar out and you banish 9 things and you swing in for game.
Yeah.
Which, for the record, I hate those types of decks. It's in any card game. It's my least favorite type of deck to play against because it's like, oh, I misplayed this one thing and I'm at 6,000 health, but it doesn't matter. I'm dead. So I was like, okay, that sucks that I got paired against an Isis deck that I clearly can't. My deck is too like, what's the word? I'm not sure the word, but it doesn't do well with like that hyper aggression. I can take some aggression in my deck, but hyper like 1-turn aggression, I just can't do anything about. Or I kind of can. I can stave it off a little bit. But yeah, so this round, I forget his name, but it was also someone from Germany, I believe. And they played the exact same deck. It was the exact same Isis deck, exact same plan, idea of it. And we played 2 games. Both games, so the main counter for this deck is to Erendite their Isis when it enters the field, or some different effects like that is the main counter. Both games combined, I did not pull a single Erendite at all, even with hard mulligans. I run a playset of Erendites inside of this deck. Did not pull a single one. So I just got railed over. Because it's just like, oh, it's turn whatever 4, and you don't have 6 counters to me, so I just win.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right. And then I almost was able to do something, and then I forgot about the red chant that gives barrier to a resonator. I was like, oh yeah, that's the thing. So I was doing okay-ish. Both games, if I'd gotten like an extra turn in, I might have been able to bounce back a bit. But like I said, all they need is 1 turn, and the deck wins. So there's really no like. It wasn't like, oh, he got me down to 10 health and I was getting him down. And then he killed me, but if I had 1 more turn, I would have won. It was like, no, I was at 40 health or 50 health because there's life gain in my deck. It's like, oh no, I had a 1 turn cushion, or 1 turn where I thought I had a counter, but then he had barrier. So it was one of those. So I was like, okay, I didn't know Isis was this popular of a deck. I wasn't expecting it. So I'll definitely I don't have a side deck, so I'll definitely either reconfigure my main deck or make a side deck specifically for these type of highly aggressive 1-turn kill decks. But for next time, but yeah, my deck just can't do anything about it.
Yeah, see, like, I made a sideboard, but it wasn't like a well thought out sideboard. It was like, oh, well, maybe I'll want like some of those little foxes that get swiftness, and it's like, oh, maybe I'll put in like rook eggs, and it's like, oh, and then it's like other stuff like, oh, maybe I should run 2 other blazers in my side deck so I can have 4 blazers possibly. It's like, no, I didn't think of that. It's just various stuff where it's like, I made a really bad sideboard. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna see what cards are in my sideboard. Maybe some of them will help me in game 2, game 3. And it's like, oh no, like none of these are like tech cards or help at all in any matchups, like any other matchups. Yeah. No,
that's how it usually goes for me if I do have one.
And what's your overall rating so far from the OLS?
I mean, the OLS itself, I think is really nice. The gameplay, like playing against those 2 Isis decks, wasn't super fun, so that's separate from the OLS itself. Is that? But the OLS I think is really nicely structured. I do wish there was more time for each match. I think it's like three days or something like that per thing. I think there needs some more time because there's a 12-hour time difference between both of my opponents I've played. That's really hard to coordinate. If you miss 1 window, that's a 24 hours that just went by because you missed 1 window because of that 12-hour difference. Yeah. And so that goes by quick, especially when I work and then I have a second job plus the YouTube channel and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think that would be my only
5 days, and then 4 days.
Is it 5 days? It feels shorter than 5 days. Maybe it's because of the time discrepancy.
Because it's two weeks, so it's 14 days doesn't divide by 3, so it's 5 and 5 and then 4.
Yeah.
And I don't know where
it's one of those things because both me and my opponent work and the time difference. Like It's like, hey, when are you free? This time. It's like, okay, well, I'm never free that time during the week. I'm free during the weekend during that time, but this ends on Friday. We need to report in on Friday. So it's like, okay, I guess I'll take a long lunch break, and we won't be able to talk on voice, and then I'll make it work somehow like that is what ended up happening for the first round.
I played my match, and my opponent didn't have a voice chat either, so that was definitely interesting. Like, it wasn't as bad as I thought that it was.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's definitely a little more challenging than I like, because it's just like there's just a lot of ways you can like mistake something, or like wait, why are you drawing cards? Oh, it's because I have to read this card again, and I didn't realize that this effect also did that. It's like, oh great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So would you do it again if like me and Joey do it again next round?
With me, I might. It depends on it. It's not the OLS. It depends on my like how busy I might be at that time, because there are some stuff I want to get done for the channel and among other things. So it just depends on the timing of it. But I'd like to do it again. Yeah.
Would you play a stronger deck, or
The same way.
would you like keep?
No, I'd either alter this one, or I would just switch to my machine deck, I think is all it would come down to. Or maybe I would just for funsies enter the Wanderer tournament and just like play pandas or something.
I feel like play into the Wanderer tournament. Like, I feel like, okay, I'm gonna say I feel like the OLS is a little. I'm gonna maybe like try hard. I mean, it's like as far as
People
I'm
are way
concerned,
more
like,
try hard than I thought it was
like
going to be. I thought it was going to be way more chill.
my opponent played like top meta deck. Colin's opponent played top, both of them played the top meta deck. So it's like I feel like if you want to play Wanderer, it's probably going to be even worse with just ridiculous combos.
Or it could be the reverse of
like,
people.
turn
Since
3 or
there's
4.
no official Wanderer events, people are just like experimenting and trying to figure out what exactly Wanderer is right now. Maybe.
Well, this is like me,
But-
like in Pauper is like I can't tell they're tryharding. It's like I played a force roll deck and a discard deck. It's like
Oh,
Yeah.
Force Roll would be great.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll play Wanderer and play my Millium deck. But
anyways, yeah.
Epic Stories like would also be fun, because I feel like that's a little bit harder to try hard in, because even if you try hard, the RNG on that is just so off the charts that like it's hard to try hard in Epic Stories. Outside of your ruler picking is the only.
Do y'all
place
find
you
the
can-
word tryhard offensive? Like if somebody played you and they said, "I didn't know you're a tryhard," would you not be like, "Well, don't use that word"? I mean,
so-
come on.
Well, it would depend on what if it was like me with my deck I made, like my machine deck or something. They said that, I'd be like, nice. They think this deck that I made from scratch is try hard. I would take that as a compliment. If I was net decking, then I'd be like, like maybe I'd be a little offended. But if it's something I actually
Like-
made myself, I'd take it as a compliment.
So I tried not to use the word try hard. Like, I was trying to search for a.
Did
for
you
a
try hard
better-
not to use the word try hard?
I tried real hard. I was trying to think of a better word, but that's like the first thing that kind of came to my mind. Personally, I think it really depends on like the context of what people are when they say try hard. Like, usually it's been kind of a negative, more negative connotation. So I think like I wasn't trying to be negative with it in this instance, but I definitely do think like if I was playing versus someone and I brought like a very well put together deck, and they had like a booster deck or like a really like a crappy deck that they put together, and they called me like a try hard, I would definitely be a little like sad and like oh man, like
Well-
I completely crushed this guy because
like that would happen at our locals of with people who we don't play with anymore for they stopped playing, but so it's fine to talk about it now. But like we would Oscar net deck, but like I would make my own decks and stuff like that. And
I like how even if I make my own decks, like but you just net decks.
It's pretty much. And I would play against Beta, and they'd have whatever janky deck. Like, well, I'm just trying to have fun. I'm not trying to try hard. And it's like, well, I'm not either. I just, this is a Millium deck. I don't know what you want from me.
I like it. It also really hurts that I myself have like a very bad bias and dislike against like meta decks in general. Like I'm kind of like a Colin, except maybe not to that extent. But it's like, but I definitely.
He says as he's playing Fuji.
I mean, yeah, like I'm just saying, like as soon as I like start playing like or see somebody playing like a deck that gets really popular and is really strong, I'll kind of like stop, like try and stay away from it. Like I was really excited about Isis, and I was really like, oh man, Nyar, and I have never put together an actual like Nyar Isis deck. So I don't know. It like, but I definitely don't like playing meta decks, and like I don't play like net decking and stuff. But I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Very hard to explain.
Yeah.
So how'd your match go, Oscar?
Yeah.
So yeah, I played Josh Patton. It was pretty cool. You can check it out in two ways. One, he did stream it on their Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Rogues Guild. And then I also recorded my end of it, so you can kind of see where I was coming from with my hand. I just got to clip the ends of it and upload it, and then that'll be up at some point as well. Probably like Monday or Tuesday, so you guys can check that out. Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. And it went well. I guess I'm about to give spoilers if they're going to watch it, but...
if you guys don't want spoilers, I don't know.
Skip to ahead and then listen if I don't know. Yeah.
See if
Just,
he's
like,
still talking.
Cover your ears for like 3 minutes, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, here. So I was saying, like, I can put my hands up, but I don't want to do that. I look dumb. And when my hands are down, it's fine.
My hand up.
Okay. We'll put our hands up.
Hands up.
All right. So
Go on, Oscar.
Thumbs up is... Hold on. Thumbs down is bad.
No, just get rid of your hand when it's done.
Just move your hand.
You're
That's all you gotta
overcomplicating this.
No.
Are you drunk, Joey?
No, I'm not, but I think it's pretty funny.
I'm just so distracted by this now. So it was interesting. He's playing Dark Alice, and I was like, oh, that's my favorite card. And then he did something. I was like, wait, what did that? He's like, Dark Alice. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess I haven't played her in so long. I forgot what she did. But it was interesting. It was a discard deck. My deck, I wasn't expecting it. So my deck is one that kind of has... I thought Joey gave up. He put his hand down. My deck is one where it's like...
I did, but like...
I think at most I have like 2 Resonators in the field, but they're usually one of them's like a really big one, and one of them's like buffing off another one. And he had Soul Hunt, right? That's the one where you banish a Resonator and discard a card. And they had Barrier, and so it's like his ultimate way around it. And so it was really tough. Like I had like Sacred Elves in there. I was like, I'm just throw this down because like if he plays a Soul Hunt, I'm not getting rid of this Blossom again. And he'd do something. And it was like, oh, that's dead, and oh, you have to do this. And he had the junk people where it's like when everybody discards a card, add a +1 counter.
Yeah.
And so he was gaining all these counters, and so they're like 7/7s or 9/9s at times, and it was a tough matchup having to deal with it, and that was game 1. Game 2, it's weird because I was surprised. My big issue in this whole tournament was I didn't focus on my stone deck when I made the deck. I was like 5 and 5's good. I don't care. I sent it out, and it should have been a higher ratio of blue. Game 1, perfect stones. I was like blue, green, whatever, right? Game 2 is when I hit green, blue. But actually, game 2 actually went a lot better for me, being able to do stuff. But he kept playing discard cards and plucking cards out of my hand, so it was really tough. He took Indian, he wins it, so I'm 0-2 right now. But I don't know, it's not bad. I enjoyed it. If they do their pop around in a few weeks, like maybe like I don't even know how often those happen. I know they have a rotation period, but I'd definitely do it again.
Are you happy with your choice to play Pauper instead of New Frontiers or Wanderer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Pauper. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of like this like unexplored territory when you think about it. I played Milky Way on him, and he was like really surprised why I played it, and I was like, I play it, and he didn't realize it's the end. I was like, I play it because you can't drop your additions down on your dudes like with that into play, because not just can I target, you can't target either. So.
Yeah, I remember that card.
Yeah, I even told him I only run this card because the freaking Joey and Colin always running Ame no Habakiris, and this is the only way I can make sure they never got those into play. This is the only reason why this card's in his deck.
I mean, I feel like it stops like good stuff. Like it stops Combat Tricks 2, and it stops like. I like the card. It's just I don't know. I always liked it. Like, I always felt like it was a really annoying card to play versus.
Yeah, I liked it. It was like one cost, it replaced itself, could let me draw a card, and it prevented any of us from targeting it. The only thing that my deck, I think the way it's built, needs to target with is on her J Ruler side. You know, tap whatever, bounce a dude. Like, I can't do that,
yeah.
but that's not like a huge issue in the end.
And that's a pretty big like game winning like if you're
Well-
singing with your 4,000
Well,
40,000.
one of two things happens. So, either they don't have flyers, and I have flyers that are huge, and I don't have an issue getting through. I'm already losing train of thought. I'm just so tired right now. Well, one of two things happens. Either I die before that it's relevant, or it's irrelevant after the fact. I think is what I'm trying to get at. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to remove the things because I have stuff in the field that's going to get through. Like, that's just what it comes down to.
I had a question now. I forgot it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's a long week. It's been a long week.
It has been. Luckily, I think this is the last like long week because for me at work, I think it's all better now. So, and Oscar will probably adjust now, so he'll be better next week, and especially with our different schedule for the podcast.
Well, like my last few weekends for the past few years, because I've been like kind of just like routine when I was working normal and stuff like that. I don't know if I 100% appreciate weekends, but like right now I'm looking so forward to like sleeping in Saturday.
You took them for granted or something?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to it so much right now.
See, and I'm over here the whole time like, oh, is it Saturday yet? Oh God, it's Saturday. Thank you. Oh, thank you. And Oscar was just like, well, whatever, Saturday.
Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, it's all the same, right?
see, I like when I was working with you guys. Colin and I got up at like 10ish and stuff, so like it really was like.
Did we? Oh, I guess we worked later. Oh,
yeah.
Those
So
were the
like,
days.
so like that wasn't like too big of a deal. And like now that I'm back onto like an actual weekly schedule, and it's like, oh my gosh, and like traffic, it's like, okay, so like it's 8:30 to 5:30, which is like a whole 9-hour day, and it's like, and then it's like, oh, by the way, it takes you like 35 minutes in like really shitty, like the shittiest traffic. I'm just
35 minutes.
I would rather take the hour commute with just driving than stupid shitty traffic. But anyway,
I'll give you that. Yeah, I hate traffic, but
my original point, I guess, was Malia is gonna have a really rude awakening of like oh,
who's that, Joey? I don't think you've ever mentioned this name on to the podcast before.
I have to. I've talked about.
You've only referred to
girlfriend
your girlfriend, and that's it. You never.
Well,
said,
I don't think I've ever
Leah, my
said her
girlfriend.
name.
That's
probably,
what you were saying.
I just said the name. I didn't say. Okay.
I feel like I've said it before, but anyways, no, it's just like she's still going to a school, and she has like Fridays off and stuff, and I mean, but she's going to have to work like full 8-hour days, and it's going to be very interesting for me to see how she copes and stuff.
But
because I had so much time
what,
during college and stuff, and now I take that for granted, and it sucks.
One thing I am looking forward to though is I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure in February I'll be going to Vegas at the Level Up Expo. For anyone who's going, let me know. Or at least, I guess you don't have to let me know now, but when we get there, let me know. Because it'd be cool to do, like, some type of meetup. We could play Epic Stories. I'll bring my Epic Stories deck. If we could get, like, people together, because I know there's going to be other people going. Obviously, there's a Force Will tournament there. I may or may not help commentate with that. So it should be a lot of fun if I end up going. So
if you end up going, you may or may not, or you may or may not because you may or may not go.
Both. I may or may not go, and then once I'm there, I may or may not help commentate.
Tell us, Colin, what else could you be doing that you couldn't commentate?
Well, one, it's a convention, so if there's a specific voice actor I want to see, and so if his panel is like at the same time, I might go to that, or his signature line or something like that. What's his name, Joey? What's the name of the voice actor?
Chris Sabat.
Sabat, that's what it was. And there's also a Argent Saga tournament that I might play in.
There it is.
Well, yeah, because I might want to try and make some of my money back. So Art of Saga, there's a lot of money in there. But I like commentating stuff more than I like playing stuff. So I'll probably like commentate. That's what I might end up doing.
Do you already have like your hotel and flights kind of planned out, or?
I have like planned out like what hotel I would stay at probably and different things like that. Yeah. Like,
So
obviously I haven't bought them if it's not a guaranteed thing I'm going.
The expo's in one of the casinos, or is it at Convention Center?
It's at the Las Vegas Convention Center, which is right next to it's Las Vegas, so it's next to a bunch of casinos.
It's on the Strip, I'm assuming, or near the Strip.
It might be the hotel that I was actually talking to Lee because Lee's going and
he messaged me today.
He found a hotel that's in a casino, and it's like a really short walking distance of the convention center. So I assume it's all in that bubble of area.
So if I end up going, would you like room with me, or do you already have like rooming plans?
Would you go?
No, ideally.
Well, Colin was maybe reaching out to me.
Well, hold on. Before he answers that, would you play in the Force of Will tournament if I gave you a deck?
It's Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday's the main thing. If you did good Saturday, then it would go to Sunday.
And it
so
starts
probably
like,
Saturday for you.
It starts like 8, right, or something like that.
10.
Yeah.
10. That's still pretty early.
Or that might be when registration begins. It's somewhere around there.
Maybe I could. I mean, I could probably just call in sick or get.
Guys, how cool would that be? I'll go to that GP and 2 of the scrubs are there, and they don't ever get to see Joey. They've met us
if
GPs.
I really wanted to, I don't think I would mind playing in the tournament. Yeah.
Cool.
Really
It depends on what deck you want to run. I could definitely build it because there's someone else trying to get some cards off me. That takes priority.
If I ran a deck and I like played more, like I did progressively better in the OLS and stuff, I'd want to run like a Fuji deck, but I don't think either of you guys have cards.
Oh, I have all that stuff.
100%, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fuji cards, those are like literally, not even figuratively, literally a dime a dozen.
The Genshis, even if you buy them online, I don't think are expensive because nobody plays Fuji.
I have Genshis. I think
I do too.
Colin's like, I can get you Genshis. Who's your Genshi guy?
Anyways,
I can get you an Epic Stories deck so we can play Epic Stories. It'll be great.
Well, see, now I'm jealous.
I'll buy a Commander deck for you, Joey, so we can play Commander.
Wow, look, he won't even buy one now to play with me, and I have one ready to go.
See, I said that knowing that would trigger Oscar.
Because he's like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, okay, cool, I'll get mine now. Come on, go get yours before they're gone. He's like, oh, I'll do it soon.
I was pretty close to buying one the other day, Oscar. I was like, I shouldn't buy it without Oscar because I don't remember which ones he said to buy or not. So I was like, I'll wait. And then you and I haven't been to Mothership in a while, so it's just been like, I just haven't had a chance to. But I was 100% going to get one.
I could give you like a super discounted one or something if you're like really.
Nah. I gotta get one of the ones that was recommended by the professor.
I mean, I have like 4 or 5 commander decks. So if I came, I could.
Back to the original question: would you room with Joey? What's the question?
Oh, yeah.
I would allow it. Joey, I'll let you room with me for free. I'll let you room with me for free.
See, Joey, now all you do is travel. It's a 4-hour drive.
I probably wouldn't room with it for free because I'd feel really bad about it.
Just throw in $20.
Just buy the pizza and we'll be good.
There you go.
We'll be good.
But yeah, I'm definitely considering it. I mean, it's like a 5-hour drive.
Okay, if Joey's going, then if Joey is going, then I'll pretty much guarantee I'll go to Las Vegas then.
Don't I'm not guaranteeing it, but like
I'm saying if Joey guarantees it, I'll guarantee it. I like how we're figuring this out on the podcast. Like,
this is live, guys. You're seeing this happen.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
But Joey, you can meet the cast of My Hero Academia. It'd be glorious. You could meet the voice the English cast is objectively better than Japanese cast for My Hero Academia, especially for Froppy. 100%. She is 100% better than Japanese. I watched the Japanese because the English ran out when I was watching it, so I had to watch half a season.
Froppy, is that Is that how?
Froppy.
How they
I'll be. I haven't watched the new
affected?
season, so it's been like a
Froppy.
year since I've watched My Hero. I need to catch up. There's a lot of shit. I need to watch that and Mob Psycho.
By the way,
Um,
My Hero is like, dude, this season is pretty good. It's beast.
I was pretty excited because I like that hero they introduced at the tail end of
Muriel?
last season that
Oh, yeah.
that could like phase through things.
Oh, yeah,
And when he explained how his powers worked, I was like, oh shit, he's super cool.
He's sexy as fuck.
He's totally gonna die at some point. I feel like the way they built his character, I assume in the manga he dies at some point to the main villain. But I'm
should
looking at
watch it and
Joey's
find
face. Oh, this season he died? I didn't think it'd be that soon, Joey. Jesus, spoilers.
Anyways,
I was talking like in a couple seasons.
Anyways, so these guys might go. Hopefully, they can get like an answer to everybody sooner than later. So they can be
We'll
like,
let you guys
cool,
know.
we're gonna go now. It gets people. If people didn't, we're gonna go. Maybe they're more enticed to go now. Maybe somebody in the area, But that's
But,
cool. I really wish if y'all are two going, that I was gonna go, but I don't. That won't be possible for me.
Well, it could be. It could be.
Yeah.
If you did, maybe if you sold some stuff.
Believed in yourself.
But yeah. So do you want to since Oscar's tired? Do you want to wrap it up here, Oscar? Or do
Yeah.
you,
9-10 minutes shorter than normal.
Yeah, it's a decent. It's a decent.
So
Before we end, I'll say make sure to go follow us on twitch.tv/TCG Scrubs, not only for the podcast when we stream that, but we'll be streaming Legends of Runeterra starting like tomorrow probably. Joey and I are actually going to probably do the Patreon podcast playing Runeterra or something like that. So if you guys are interested in that game, we're going to be doing we have a lot of content planned for it, hopefully, including I want to be doing stuff like deck profiles. So we're going to be streaming it on Twitch and then cutting that up into gameplay segments to put on our YouTube channel, different things like that. So if there's any content you want to see for Legends of Runeterra, let us know and we'll look into that as well.
a lot of hype around this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm super disappointed that they I'm not disappointed that I lost all my cards. It was like, oh, I don't have everything that they gave me at the beginning of the pre-beta stuff. So it's like, oh, I have to build, like, I actually have to get all these champion wild cards now. It's like, oh, I have to get everything now.
I mean, the only thing I was sad about was
That's a little unfortunate.
the only thing I was sad about is did they reset the chess progression that we had already?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
sucks.
I would have hoped they at
It's
least gave you
100%
guys
reset.
like 5 of each rarity of wild cards or something just to jumpstart people who played it before. So that I thought that was kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think the rewards should still be really good. Like, they were pretty generous in the pre-beta, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot
It,
of like
it seemed way too generous though. Like I was even like, yeah,
Right.
we're not gonna get this later when I
Right,
saw
right.
it.
But I'm saying like rewards still should be pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean they just wanted us to play it and help them understand what was going on. It's really why that was. So I guess it was our fault for assuming anything at that point.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll go and wrap it up there, and we'll see you guys next week. And don't forget, we'll be doing Sunday recordings as well as a live stream, so that releases on Tuesday. I hope it doesn't mess people's schedule up too much. I know some people probably listen to it on long drives and whatnot, so I've been told. But yeah, we'll see you guys later.
See ya.